right, class, let's finish this section 2.4. So we're going to look at some business applications. And again, not that the last problems on boxes and so was not a business application, in fact, because you will want to solve problems such as, hey, I want to give you the most amount of soup, right? So highest possible volume, but I want to use the least amount of material to package that soup, right? So you want to minimize the surface area and yet put in as much as you can, yes? Or same thing, you might want to have an enclosure, right? And what do you want to do? Use the least amount of fencing, that's your perimeter, yes? And to put around the maximum possible area. So you want to build a garden or something, right? Put in as much as you can, but you don't want to use so much fencing. So you want to minimize the perimeter and get the maximum possible surface area in between, right? So that's definitely business. Okay. But let's see about profit, revenue, and cost again. So, by the way, you all know that profit is equal to revenue minus cost. Yes? So how do you make profit? I know we talked about this already in chapter 1. Profit is what you're making minus what you've had to spend, right? So this is what this is about. A manufacturer determines that the price it wants to charge for a guitar it produces is P equals to 400 minus X, where X is the number of guitars it sells. So it's producing and selling guitars. But what it's saying is, fine, basically, if I'm going to sell you one guitar only, what's going to be the price I'm charging? If I'm selling you one guitar only, I'm going to charge you $399, right, for that one guitar. However, if you're buying two guitars, what's going to be the price for each, not for both, right? The price per guitar for a guitar is going to be $398, right? So the more guitars you're buying, the less I am going to charge you per guitar. It's called buying in bulk. Okay. Now, it's not much of a discount, but still. All right. So it says the manufacturer also determines that the cost of producing X guitars is, this is my cost function. So in other words, there's a $3,000 fixed cost and there's a $100 cost per guitar. Remember we talked about fixed costs and variable costs. Okay. So find the number of guitars, in other words X, produced and sold, and the price at which they should be sold to maximize the profit. So that's what we want to do, maximize the profit. Great. Then also go and find the maximum profit. Okay, so first of all, we want to maximize profit. Fine, P. One more time, how do I find profit? It's revenue minus cost. Okay. Okay. Now I see the cost function given there. That's easy. But I don't see a revenue function given. So how do I find revenue? Well, I get revenue from selling an amount of items, right? What am I selling? Number of guitars. So what am I doing? How do I make money? How many items I'm selling you times whatever price I'm charging you. So if I'm going to sell you one guitar at $3.99 a piece, I'm only going to make $3.99. If I'm going to charge you two guitars at $3.98 a piece, I'm going to make $596, right? So 2 times $3.98. So revenue is what? Number of items you are selling times definitely the price per item. Yes, that's, by the way, what happens. You buy 10 t-shirts at $5 a piece, you spend $50. The manufacturer made $50, yes? So how many items times price per item, yes? Minus, again, the cost. This time it's easy because it's given, right? There will be problems where we need to make it up. So, how many guitars am I selling? Well, X is the number of guitars. What is the price per item? Well, it's right here. The price per guitar is 400 minus X. So as I said, one guitar at $3.99 a piece. Two guitars at $3.98 a piece, yes? Minus, be careful again, why? To put a parentheses around this cost function, so you do what? Distribute in this minus. Okay, so here it is, by the way, the profit function. I'm going to distribute this. This is easy algebra. Distribute in the minus. So here it is. It's going to be a negative x squared. Combined like terms here is going to be a 300x. And then minus 3,000. So what do I want to do with this profit function that, by the way, depends on one variable only? I want to find its maximum. How do I find its maximum? Well, I'm going to find the derivative. And the derivative is negative 2x plus 300. I'm going to set it equal to 0. Yes, easily. Solve this. 2x is equal to 300, so x is 150. So we got the answer. That's it. That means what? And again, you can find the second derivative, which, by the way, is a negative. Negative second derivative means you have a maximum, yes, just as we were asked for, so don't worry about that. So let's just, we're done. We found a critical number. That's where the maximum occurs. Also, again, remember, this is a quadratic function that's downward looking, so clearly we'll get a maximum at our critical number. Okay, so find the number of guitars produced and sold. That's X. So produce and sell 150 guitars. And the price at which they should be sold. What was the price? Was 400 minus X. So in other words, sell them at $250 a piece, but you're also selling 150 of them at that price. And then what will be the maximum profit? The profit is going to be, plug it in here, right? So negative 150 squared plus 300 times 150 minus 3,000. Put all of this in, and I do have an answer for you. Better be ready. Okay. I did have that answer. Oh, there it is. Plug it in. It's 19,500. You're going to make a total profit of $19,500. Okay. So 150 guitars at $250 a piece. Yes. For a total profit of $19,500. Done. All right. Okay, last one for this section. It says, a clothing firm determines, it's by the way the same, determines that the price it should charge per suit in order to sell X suits is 180 minus X. So again, it's one of those where the price depends on the number of items you're selling. It also determines that the total cost of producing X suits is given by this function. So it's there, you don't need to come up with it. Find the number of suits and the price it should charge per suit in order to maximize the profit. So same thing, this one's going to go faster. We want to maximize the profit. What's profit? Revenue minus cost. How do you make revenue? Still, number of items times price per item. By the way, the items reduce and you're left with the price, right? Total amount of money made. Minus the cost function, which we have. So, how many items are we selling? X suits. Times, what's the price at which we're selling them? 180 minus X. Minus, what's the cost? It says 4,000 plus 2x squared. So again, be careful on the algebra so you can distribute in the minus properly and get the right answer. So that's 180x minus x squared minus 4,000 minus 2x squared. Combine like terms, that's a negative 3x squared plus 180x and minus 4,000. Okay, so how do I find our maximum of anything? I'm going to find the derivative, set it equal to 0. So the derivative is a negative 6x plus 180. Set it equal to 0. So x is going to be 30. Okay, done. And again, it's definitely going to be, again, a quadratic function that's downward looking. We're going to get a maximum, no questions asked. We're getting what we're asking for. Okay, so the point was simply to be able to set up your function. Okay, so what do we have to do? X is the number of suits. So sell 30 suits at a price of what? 180 minus 30. $150, right, per suit. Okay, for a total profit of, plug it into the profit function, right? So negative 3 times 30 squared plus 180 times 30 and minus 4,000. So put this whole thing in your calculator, and I have it. There you go. It's going to be, oh, just 100, no. I didn't find it. No. I'm like, why I didn't plug it in? Because I didn't read the question. So that tells you how important it is to read the question. I'm like, why don't I have that answer? Because it says to find what? The number of suits, 30. And the price it should charge per suit, 150 a suit. In order to maximize profit, does it say find the maximum profit? No. So you didn't actually have to go there, but that's why I didn't have an answer. But if you want, here, plug it in. Don't ask me for bonus points. No, I didn't ask for it, but definitely for yourself, you can figure out what the maximum profit is. Do not forget to write the units. 30 what? 150 what? Dollars. This is your profit, dollars. All right, so we're done with 2.4.